Alright everyone, hello again. Alright, today we're going to keep going through a few more sets of the first international straight sword form. Alright, so most of the upcoming combos are covered in our previous basics videos. There'll be a few movements that will be novel to us, but just watch closely, repeat a few times, and then you should be able to get them. Alright, so last time we left off over here at our left cat stands, and first one we're going to look at, we'll go like this, and this is new for us, okay, these carvings. Alright, so that's the first combo we're going to try to get together. Alright, first few movements, okay, nothing too new to us. From our left cat stance, okay, push up, cut your sword in, supporting with your left hand, and don't move your feet, okay, you're just going to turn your body with this flat circle above your head, leaving your left hand out, okay. Now our left leg is behind us, so we let our sword just fall, step left, cut right, and as we cut right, our left hand will mimic to come here to our shoulder, okay, and as our foot comes down, we'll cut back, turn our head all at the same time, focusing our coordination, stopping all at one motion, right? So once more, from this left cat, step back, okay, making sure, seeing my palm is up, I'm using my sword to cut back, leading with my blade, then I just turn, letting my body come up. Now my sword will just fall naturally and I can step, cut. Okay? So, next few movements, there's going to be a lot of involvement between our hands and our feet. Okay? So I'll just try and break it down a little bit, first with our hands, and then we'll try to add the feet in. Okay? So first, right, I call this technique carving. Right, kind of looks, this is the basic movement, just the sword hand, right, and then from the side, looks like this, okay, so what we're going to do, keep this nice L shape, elbow straight with our sword, okay, then you want to imagine that we're leading with the tip, just creating as big of circles as we can on our left and right sides, okay. So here, I'm leading with my tip, goes down, coming back, coming up, and around, and down, okay? And just let your body stay loose, okay? Moving left and right as your sword, and letting your sword just pull it left and right, okay? So you don't need to force it, just stay relaxed, all right? And ideally, your sword stays as close to your body as possible, okay? Try not to let it come this far out, okay? And also try not to let it lose the shape, okay? We always lead with the tip coming down, up, around. Then when it's coming down behind you, turn your body to make the circle more natural, okay? So now, that's our sword hand, okay? So once you get used to doing this motion, it becomes a little bit natural, you're letting your body turn, you can turn your feet out a little bit if you need to. Alright, we'll add our left hand in, okay? So starting from up here, it's going to come down in front of us. We'll just bring our left hand in, and as the sword comes up, our left hand will extend back, and it'll just remain opposite of our sword until it's up here. And as it comes down, we just tuck it in again. Okay? So from the front, when it's coming down, tuck our left hand in here. Now as it comes up, okay, like the arms of a clock at like a 6:30 position, you open, you kind of move in symmetry. Now as I'm here, coming up, I'll let my sword hand come in while my left hand comes back up, And as I come up, I'll open up again. And here, we're back where we started. Back where we started. Okay, so first try and get this point as you're coming down. Your left hand is here. When you open and you're coming up, okay, your sword hand and your left hand are up and down. You come out, open, keeping your hands opposite. Then, as your sword hand is coming up, you just let your left hand come back up into your shoulder, and the cycle repeats. Okay, so those are the few points that you want to be focused on, right? So once you kind of have that coordination going, all right, you can focus on a few of the smaller details. Okay, one is keeping your left and right arm straight, okay, as best as you can. Okay, making yourself as long as possible. Okay. Second thing that you'll want to do is make sure to keep the shape with your sword and your arm. Okay, it's very easy to extend out like this or bring it in too close, especially if you're trying to avoid hitting the ground. Okay, just like this, you can always be leading with your tip at every point in the circle. Okay, and it'll get some practice. It'll take some practice in order to maintain that shape over time. But again, just do it slowly and consciously and you'll be okay. Right? And then the last thing that you'll want to be wary of is not letting your left and right arms move forward and back enough or completely. It's very easy to come out at these wide angles, cutting corners instead of looking for the floor and looking for the ceiling, right? It's a lot to keep track of, but the more you practice it, trying to maintain this up and down vertical plane, right? The better you'll get at it, okay? It is a tough one, but again, just focus on the sword hand and then add in the left hand, right? And now I'm going to add a couple of foot or steps that go along with these movements in the form, okay? So coming back here, all right, first we'll actually open our right hand, left foot together to start our technique, and then we'll start moving our sword up, 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 starting the motion of the carving, and as it's coming down, just like earlier, our left hand is going to come in. Okay, so from here, open right, sword comes up and down. Alright, now with this coming down and closing, we are also going to lift up our left foot, okay, with our arms moving in the same motion as the basic we were learning earlier with just the hands, okay? So now we're just adding that left foot coming up here, okay? And you notice that I have to turn my body more to maintain the alignment and kind of bring my leg up at a cross rather than straight up in front of me, as you might be accustomed to, okay? So we'll come up here, then as my sword is coming back, my left leg will step forward, and I'll continue the motion. And then I'll step forward again with my right leg, okay? So let's just take those first two steps, and then we'll add 2 more steps, okay? So from here, open the left hand to start the combination. So it comes down, foot comes up, and as we open for the second part, take 1 step, okay? Now our sword is going to come down, but our left hand isn't going to come in, because this next set will actually be this bridge turn that you might have seen elsewhere, okay? So it's a very simple turn. Our right foot is in, okay? And our hands are up like this, and you'll see that my chest is facing out. All that I'm gonna do is stay inside the vertical plane that we've been in, let my left hand drop. My left hand will be actually leading this movement. Let my left hand drop, my hands are staying at opposites, and I just follow that left hand up and over, letting my feet come together, and just turn around. That's it. Alright? So after this left step, right step, okay, my hands are pointed forward and back. I just let my left hand drop. I'm going to follow it, keeping this L shape with my sword, leading the tip as I come over. Okay. If you're able to, bend your back a little bit so you can stay inside this vertical plane. Okay. If you need to take it at the corner a bit to maintain the integrity of your back, completely okay. Very normal for people to either work up to it or say, you know, that's the best I got, and just leave it there. Okay. But just focus on extending your arms as much as possible. Now that our sword is set up here at the top, okay, we're going to set for another carve onto the front of our body, like this. And as we open, we're actually going to step back, and then back, together, back into this stance. Okay, so after the turn, those are our next 3 steps. Alright, so we'll take them together. From this turn, left knee comes up, open back. Now as you step back here, you'll notice I let my sword extend because I'm not continuing a carve. I'm going to bring it up and rest it in front of me and cut down and back as I step back into this low lunge. Okay, it's not a bow stance. We'll call it a lunge. Okay, our heel will be up, our front foot. Okay, you can open it a little bit towards the corner, like at a 45. Okay, ideally you're looking for flat here, 90-degree angle here, knee over the ankle, and relatively straight in the back as best you can. Okay. The sword will come down and back into this cut. Okay, stepping out, and then this left hand has a nice round shape, and you're trying to maintain this straight, long line between your sword, hand, arm, across the chest, and round it out through the left hand. Okay? So now we'll go together through the carving steps a little bit slowly, okay, but all the way through towards that stance. Okay, so starting from back here, opening our right foot with our left hand, so it comes up, beginning to carve, left leg up, left, right, bring them together, and carve again, step back, open, right hand extended, up, cut back. Alright? Alright, so last time we left off at this low lunge. Alright? So the things we're looking at coming up, all things we've learned before, right? It'll just be the proper sequence and coordination that we'll focus on, and then connecting everything while focusing on that proper execution. Okay? So I'll demonstrate one time first, and then we'll start to piece it together bit by bit. Alright? So from our low lunge, we'll look forward, and step around and down into this cross leg. Alright? So that'll be the first part we look at together. So from here, this low lunge, right? As you start to push up, pull your sword next to your waist, so that when you, so you can step forward to poke, and pull up, cut back. Right? So from here, your weight is already off your front foot, so just using that leg to begin to push up, you can step very easily and hit this cut. You're coordinating the leg, 2 arms, and the head turned back. Alright? Now, we're going to step with our left leg, okay? Coming in this circle to turn around, right? As we step with our left leg, go ahead and pull your left arm down, and you can start to turn out your right hand so that it's kind of moving in this cut. We're not actually cutting, but we're just shaping our arm properly. Okay? So left hand comes down, right hand turns as we take 1, 2 steps around. When you take your 3rd step, open your left hand. As you take your 4th step, okay, take your 4th step, your body hasn't finished turning out. As it's turning to the front, you use that momentum to hit this flat circle, and you let that momentum keep taking you into your 5th step, which will be the left leg swinging out and behind, so that you can sit into this cross-leg sitting. Alright? So we'll look at those 4 steps again. Alright? And then from here, left arm comes down, right arm turns up. 1, 2, open left hand. 3. Okay? As your 4th step comes out, you start turning your body so that your right hand will hit this flat circle and then rest in front of your tummy, right? And your left leg will swing back and around, okay? Just keep it straight. Let it come a little bit out, okay? As you sit down, push your left hand up, okay? If this stance is kind of difficult for you, right? You can just keep it up here, okay? Focusing on the extension of your left arm, okay? And do your best to just keep your body long, back straight, okay? Yeah, so I would choose either here or try and go down here. Alright, so those 5 steps make up the first part of this combo we're going to look at. Alright, so we'll start it from our low lunge, take it forward through those 5 steps. Alright, so from here, pushing here, cutting back, step for poke, back. Okay, step 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5. Okay, so not too much there. The biggest thing is you just want it to be continuous and flowing, right? So after you take it step by step and things are happening, right, then you just let your body move together, and you just look to never stop moving until we get here. Alright? So, from here, we're going to step out, poke, and then our left hand is going to come up, step back, open through a horse stance, and as we push up, we'll hit this flat circle, setting back, poke, cut, out, up. Alright, in one of our earlier basic videos, we went through this motion. It goes through a drop stance out to a bow stance. Okay, and this one is something that we're just looking at in the form. Right? Once we get there, I'll discuss how to connect those 2 movements together. Right? But first, coming out of here, we just stand up, poke. You'll notice 2 hands are extended. Okay. Don't have my corners. Lines are nice. Okay? So this isn't a point to stop. It's not a pose. It's just a point we pass through. So step, and we keep moving our legs and our hand. You'll see my left arm comes up and back as my left leg steps back. Then I just turn my body, opening my left arm throughout, and I'll pass through this horse stance. And now I'll begin to put my weight onto my left leg. Okay? And as I'm doing that, my body keeps turning. Then I do this flat circle while I'm pushing up. And once I hit feet together, my left arm will open, and my right arm, my sword, will be here set next to my tummy. Alright? So in this motion, right, there's only 2 steps, but it's the turning of our body that helps us coordinate each movement as we shift our weight from our right to the middle to the left. Our body is turning, and that will kind of prompt your arms and your body and your legs to move, okay, as your waist is turning, right? So again, as your body turns, your left arm opens. As you move on to the left, keep turning, okay? And you should feel it pull your sword till you get here, and you can stop. Alright? So from here, okay, we're just going to take a small step back, poke, left arm is supporting, then step back, cut, then just like our carving, go down into our drop, and we'll extend to our bow stance, okay? And just like in our previous video, trying to keep our sword in one line, okay? And just turning through it, okay? Just keeping it in one spot. Okay? Once we hit this bow stance, okay, we'll just bring our left leg in while our 2 hands will come up, and let your sword fall as you step out with your right leg to this pose. Alright? So these 2 steps, left, right, are connected very closely. Right? So as you're coming up, you don't need to, you can either stop here, right, if you need to kind of get your bearings, and then open back, right? If you're a little bit more comfortable with it, right, you can do feet together, but you'll see that my back isn't completely straight, okay? I'm actually falling back, and my sword, while my sword is coming up, and once my sword is above me, I let that fall become a step out, and my sword falling, right? So my body is coming back, which will pull my sword up and down, and instead of fighting it, I use that momentum, I use gravity, okay, to help me coordinate a step with my arm falling, right? So that's just one way in which we optimize our movements, okay? So this one, I'm not actually stopping, I'm just turning, keeping the momentum, going in a different way, right? When you're still learning, or if you want to be taking it more slowly, please feel free to stop up here. Once your sword is at the top, go ahead and open back, all right? Now, when we open, okay, you don't need to keep your arms completely straight, okay? Make sure your sword is pressed here firmly against your forearm, okay? And then you'll have this nice round shape. And your left arm, okay, is also not completely straight, has this nice round shape. Open, and we kind of have this nice bowl okay, going from the tips of our sword fingers out through our sword, okay, hitting our proper bow stance, okay, to the best of your ability. Okay. Knee over your ankle, back leg straight, flat there. Alright? So, taking it one more time from this cross-leg sitting. Open, one, up, back, in, as you turn, okay? As you're coming up, your sword in your hand can finish. Step poke, open, back, up, open, back. Alright? So, these two parts together, I think will take you across the floor. And again, the goal is to just eventually do them correctly while doing them very fluidly, okay? The only real stop we have is here, and when we hit our bow stance there, all right? Again, we don't need to do these moves quickly, all right? Just focus on being properly aligned, properly coordinated, and then connecting well, right? Once you have those at a slow clip, and go ahead and speed them up just a little bit, right? So go ahead and practice these things, and then we'll try to add some more next time.